We have the honor to have Bapak Chairul Tanjung. He is the chairman of Committee on National Economy, or CAN, of the Republic of Indonesia, who is here among us this afternoon and will deliver a keynote speech. Let us put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Bapak Chairul Tanjung. Please come forward, Bapak.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and very warm welcome to distinguished guests. I'm honored to be invited to share my thoughts with you on the subject of entrepreneurship and innovation. We all know the importance of these two subjects for our business, our countries, our region, and the world as a whole. Entrepreneurship increased gross national income and facilitated sustainable growth. The graph shows the importance of entrepreneurship for capital formation. In 1980s, the GNI of South Korea was only $90 billion, similar to that of Indonesia. Today, South Korea GNI is $1.4 trillion, and Indonesian GNI is almost $1 trillion. The other important aspect of entrepreneurship is employment creation. 70% of 120 million Indonesia workforce is work in the micro and SME sector. However, only 10% of which is contributed by SME businesses. Development of SME sector is important for the 9 million of unemployed people in Indonesia today. Capital formation and employment creation facilitated balanced growth by minimizing disparities and reducing concentration of economic power and wealth. Currently, there is huge GDP disparity in Indonesia and others of ASEAN countries. For example, Java and Bali account for 60% of national GDP. If we add Sumatra, the three main islands contribute 82% of GDP. With these examples, we need capital formation and employment creation to accelerate development in other islands for a more balanced economic growth that ultimately will reduce the disparity. Entrepreneurship support better living standard. For example, China Human Development Index has rose year by year, and now China SDI is ranked 101st in the world, which is above Indonesia. Entrepreneurship also promotes trade and export by reducing reliance on import and promoting economic independence. Korea has moved from negative trade balance in 1980s to $22 billion trade surplus and $303 billion foreign reserve as of the third quarter of 2011. China booked $107 billion trade surplus in the same period to add to their $3.2 trillion of foreign reserve. Innovation and technology are equally important, and they are required to promote transformation at every stage of the country's economic progression. As technology and innovation develop, a country economy will transform from labor-intensive agriculture and industry-based to knowledge and science-based economy. In Indonesia, the agriculture sector employs 38% of workforce, but contribute only 50% of GDP. This contrast will be with the industrial sector, which employ 13% of workforce, while contributing 27% of GDP. The disparity of the agricultural sector is even higher with the financial and business services and real estate sector, which combined employ 12% and workforce but contribute 7% of the GDP. It is therefore important for the welfare of the people that the country use innovation and technology to advance to higher value sectors. We try to look at the United States of economy. It is an excellent economic transformation example, even though its economy has transformed to knowledge-based economy, innovation continues, and technological development still happen within individual industrial sector, including agriculture. In the 1800s, 90% of US citizens live in the farming area, but now less than 2% do so. In 1820, one farmer feed only 4.5 people, but today one farmer can feed more than 100 people. Innovation and technology has transformed agriculture sector in the US to become a non-labor intensive and a high value added sector. Looking to another example in the region, South Korea achieved remarkable socio-economic growth, which transformed a poor agricultural nation into one of the largest and the most vibrant economic in the world. This began with the establishment of the Minister of Science and Technology in 1967 to coordinate the nation's science and technology activities and policies. This ministry will continue to be one of the main engines of Korea's dramatic economic growth. The shipbuilding industry in Korea took 30 years to become #1 in the world. Building over 40% of the world's ship, Korea's semiconductor industry took 20 years to become #2 largest producer. Its mobile phone industry took only 10 years to become world #1 producer, capturing close to 30% market share. In today, world entrepreneurs should focus on innovation. Innovation creates the winning advantage for companies. The market will recognize that and pay premium for innovative companies. Cost advantage by itself is not enough. ASEAN companies should focus more on brand and technology to realize their regional and the global expansion. Given they already have inherited advantage such as a sizable market and abundance of natural resources, companies from all sectors, whether they are in the cosmetic, in the food and beverage, healthcare, or even the online business, can realize innovation premium. Entrepreneurial and innovation culture is like a virus. It can infect our form of a living being continuously mutate to become stronger. With the right environment and support, entrepreneurial spirit can be created to become widespread within a country culture. To foster entrepreneurship, Indonesia and ASEAN countries need to focus on 4 key factors. One is culture, second is education, the third is capital, and the fourth, the SME sectors. First, we need to plant entrepreneurial cultures in the country. For example, Indonesia has more than 1,000 ethnic groups and over 500 local dialects. Our people come from many different cultures. A significant portion of Indonesia population come from the farming background. Farmers in Indonesia typically don't need to work hard. Why? Because we have a very fertile soil, conducive weather, and plenty of farmland. As a result, this work ethos is a pass on to later generation. Indonesia needs to break away from this way of thinking and learn from successful examples of a new breed Indonesian entrepreneur who have both vision for the countries, region, and the world, who are innovative and have the best work ethos. Other countries in the region are also having similar issues to Indonesia. It is our best interest to plant the seed of entrepreneurship in our culture for the advancement of our region. Second, the government needs to improve education penetration and the quality. In Indonesia, elementary school participation rate reached almost 95%. However, this narrowed significantly to only 67% attending junior high school, 45% attending high school, and only 26% of our population actually pursue university degree. The Indonesian government understands the important things of education and has mandated by law to spend minimum 20% of its annual budget on education. Education should focus on creating an innovative and entrepreneurial culture, as well as providing vocational training to produce graduates who are directly ready to contribute to the economy. ASEAN countries need to have the same commitment to improve education and unlock the potential of their people. Third, we need to increase access to the capital. Entrepreneurship and innovation need a lot of capital. We need to create the mechanism to attract capital to support our entrepreneur through loans, stock market, venture capital, as well as a foreign direct investment. Lastly, we should focus on accelerating the SME sector. We need to provide the right financial and development environment to start up the SMEs. This including reducing unnecessary administrative requirements, providing SME incentive scheme, information, and training program. In addition to above, ASEAN business can learn for several success stories where ASEAN-BIS have become leading global players. These Asian companies have taken different paths to become leaders in the overseas market. They have access to the global market through transformational acquisition, through series of acquisition, and focus on developing their own business organically with the innovation. We all understand that entrepreneurship is important for our economic growth, development of our business, country, region, and the world. The development, entrepreneurship, and innovation cultures is important. We can facilitate the spread of entrepreneurship and innovation virus through education and the promoting role models in the countries. World Economic Consensus states that Asia will contribute more than 50% of the global economy by 2050. This is an era which belongs to Asia, so therefore, I believe ASEAN companies need to have a strong global ambition. However, to differentiate and excel, the focus today should be on creating an innovation premium, not just economic value added. Moreover, businessmen in ASEAN need to focus more on the branding and technology as a core competence to realize the regional and the global expansion objective. I believe together we can facilitate the spread of entrepreneurship virus in our countries and the region. Together we can ride on the Asian growth momentum to help create a better world tomorrow for our children. Thank you.